Hi, welcome back to my corner. It's quite pathetic, isn't it? Let's play some falling block puzzle games, and today, Tetris 2. I'm not sure how this is gonna work.
I have legitimately seen someone make the joke of, if Tetris was so good, why isn't there a Tetris 2? There is, it's right here.
There are multiple versions of this game, but today we're going to play the purest form, considering literally all it is the main game and then a battle mode.
I'm so excited. Tetris was one of the best games ever. I can't wait to see how the story continues. Okay, let's play the NES version.
This cartridge actually works, so that's a plus.
Okay, right off the bat, I'm getting some. This feels weird. Okay, 3 options: single player, player 1 versus player 2, and player 1 versus computer. Let's just jump in and see how this game holds up to the original.
This isn't Tetris.
Also, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Is that a sandbird? Is that the phoenix? What is that? I could have sworn that's the thing they worshipped on Easter Island. Alright, straight to the gameplay. Oh boy. Basically, let me put it this way. It's kind of like Dr. Mario, but not. If 3 or more of the same color are lined up laterally on the grid, they disappear. The goal is to get rid of these target blocks. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but in the game they're called target blocks, so deal with it. The only one that you technically need to get rid of is the one that is flashing, and it's typically near the bottom and harder to get to. Clearing the flashing target block of a color gets rid of every single block of that color. Let's talk about the pieces. Now here's where we get into some mathematical conversations. There are the regular tetraminos as there were in Tetris, which are without a doubt tetraminos. Okay, but then we have pieces that are maybe tetraminos, considering they are equilateral squares, and they are connected to each other, but not directly. For instance, this one. So, I don't know, man. I'm not a mathematician. This doesn't matter to me. All I know is I kind of wish these pieces weren't here, but I kind of like them. And the reason I kind of like them is for one simple thing. They have a cool little feature here. So basically, if you place down a part of this piece, it'll stay, and you are still free to move the rest of the piece until it falls. That's really cool! They wasted it on Tetris, too! The idea of a falling block puzzle game with pieces that can split apart and be moved individually is a really cool idea and can lead to some fun other ideas. But the idea that Tetris 2 goes for has no purpose for this.
There's no room for error. If you barely mess up, it could ruin your entire game, and it's kind of frustrating.
Pain and suffering. The way of clearing in this game is much too slow and meticulous for these huge tetramino pieces. Because if you have a target that is blocked by a wrong color, getting rid of that color adds another color that's probably wrong on top that you have to get rid of. So it's basically just a domino effect into failure.
Let's talk about the music. Now the music in the NES version is actually original pieces. They're not from anywhere like the Tetris music is, but, I mean, they're still good. Nothing very memorable, but they're catchy enough.
Except the B theme. I actually kind of really like that one.
Here, let's try some multiplayer. I actually imagine this would be pretty fun with another person. Unfortunately, I don't have that other person. So let's play some player versus computer.
I chose medium difficulty, and I can't for the life of me win this. The computers are so good, and I don't know how. Dang it. Oh, come on. Okay, there's also this strange thing that happens, which I assume is a form of taking damage from the other person. It's that your piece falls at full speed with a sound effect. Also, you can make the other person's roof crush down on them. It doesn't really affect much, just kind of reaction times, which isn't really the issue. Like I said earlier, the flashing target blocks here don't in the game. They just kind of are more powerful, kinda, sorta. The game either ends when someone gets to the top, or the other person clears all their target pieces. It's weird, the battle mode actually has different music. Still the same stuff though, it's not bad. It's just not something I'd probably listen to on purpose.
How? How are you? How? I beat the medium computer. Didn't think that was gonna happen. Okay, anyways.
Now, most people just kind of write this off as a funny little thing that happened. It's a fine enough game with some flaws, and it's not really Tetris, but it's called Tetris because it kind of works the same way. You know. But there are people who absolutely despise this game. They seem to think that it affronts the original Tetris. How? Tetris will always be Tetris, and Tetris 2 will always just be existing. You understand there were more versions of Tetris made. You understand that, right? Also, there's no story that it ruins. I don't understand why people would hate this game, but I also understand why people don't really like this game. Whatever. There's a SNES version and a Game Boy version. The Game Boy version is exactly what you'd expect. And the SNES version is actually pretty good, actually. The graphics are nice, and it has a new puzzle mode, so that's kind of cool. Still the same game, though, just better. I still don't understand why there's, like, tribal imagery in the NES version, but I mean, it makes it more memorable, I guess.
So what do I think of Tetris 2? It's kind of fun, kind of frustrating. Basically just a not as good version of Dr. Mario. Anyways, farewell.